me, nuts, avocado, and I skip.
Yeah, skip everywhere.
Yeah. Hello, we are not your mum. We're standing up today, you may have noticed, because we are going to be talking about weight and specifically what constitutes a healthy weight. We will be talking more about girls than boys, but all of what we say will relate to boys.
Ali and I are obviously very different in our build. I'm slightly below average height and on the slim side, and Ali is slightly above average height and slim.
Yeah, but
not skinny.
No, but just generally, genetics dictates that Nell is Nell-like and I'm me-like. There would be no point to my envying Nell, her skinniness or petitity. Just like there would be no point her envying me, my massive height, or slightly bigger boobage, for example, because we are what we are. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Yeah, we all have things that we don't like about ourselves. It's just the way it is. But when it comes to body weight and body shape, it is really important to focus on what is healthy rather than what is fashionable. I don't know how to stand.
No, I know. I've forgotten how to use my body.
How do they stand in
This is
TV?
normal, right?
Yeah.
Being too overweight or underweight can have effects on your body that you might not be able to see in the short term, but over long term they could cause problems, which you might not be able to reverse. Although you might
be able to.
You might
but
be
you
able
might
to.
not. But it'd be difficult to do.
It will.
Yeah.
If you are underweight, this could mean that you have low energy. That's to do with your metabolism. You might have bad skin, bad hair, and increased strain on your internal organs. If you're overweight, we're talking diabetes, heart attack, and cancer, which is
It's like
slightly worse, isn't it? My goodness, that's a bit harsh.
Yeah, it's like a trio of crapness. Back in the 1940s and 50s, it was totes fash for women to have an hourglass figure, the kind of Marilyn Monroe, Jane Mansfield vibe. It's like big boobs, big arse, teeny tiny waist. Like that.
Like an hourglass.
Like an hourglass, if you will. In the 1960s, the look became super skinny, just sort of straight up and down, no boobs.
I would have been great in the 60s.
Nell would have rocked the 60s. She has the 60s look down. In the 1970s and 80s, it moved towards kind of strong with boobs.
Your alleys.
Yeah, I guess I'd have done well in the 70s in my flares. And then in the 1990s through to the noughties and sort of nowish, the look went back to skinny. But now you've got to be skinny, but with big boobs, which doesn't happen in real life because.
Not very often, anyway.
Well, no, certainly not that kind of. That's the universal sound for big boobs on a skinny person, which means that you'd have to have surgery to have a fashionable shape now, which is mental.
Madness.
Madness, I tell you.
So, what is a healthy weight? Well, you can find out relatively quickly. First of all, you need to measure your height. Cue Ali measuring my height. Oh, that's a good one. Got it?
I think so. That is 166 centimetres.
And then you need to weigh yourself. So, these are some scales.
Because we're old, we're weighing in stone.
I think that's done it.
No, it hasn't.
Oh, well, we did it earlier, didn't we? And I was 7.13?
7 stone 13.
Then Google, so now you have your information, you need to Google NHS BMI calculator. And if you're under 18, make sure you choose child. It's quite easy, there's just,
Literally
child, male or female.
Yeah.
And you put in
This is
the
why,
details.
and it's why we recommend the NHS one.
Yes.
Because they do the child option, which many of them don't.
So just put your information in there and then it will tell you if you are, what your BMI is and whether that is classed as underweight or overweight or if you're...
Within the parameters.
Or weight.
Yes. BMI stands for Body Mass Index and is a term that health professionals use to let you know whether you're okay weight-wise. It takes into account your body shape, so whether your height and weight match up basically. So if I was my height and weighed the same as Nell, then I would not be healthy. I'd be a little spindly thing. And we can do me as well if you want, but I'll tell you now that I am 177 centimetres
Yes.
tall
Looking.
and 11 stone 1, which is slightly heavier than I usually am, I think. I don't really weigh myself, but my clothes are tight. But good news, I am still within a healthy weight range. My BMI is 22.5, I think. So I'm towards the upper end of towards the upper end of healthy weight. But I think I'm okay.
So I did mine, and technically I'm ever so slightly underweight, because it's 8 stone that would be healthy for my weight, not to 10 something. But I eat healthily, I do exercise.
And if she needed a big poo,
what's a few pounds between friends?
It should have been 2 pounds heavier, and voila, healthy weight.
Yes, exactly.
Hi.
If you are a healthy weight, then high five to you. But just hold on in that high five, because it doesn't necessarily mean that you're healthy just because you're not underweight or overweight. If you live on Haribo and don't do any exercise, then you could be within the healthy parameter of weight, but you could be seriously malnourished and unfit. Unfit! Health is about more than just your weight. It can be just as dangerous to be underweight as it is to be overweight.
As a rule of thumb, if you're hungry, eat. But, cut down on sugar, which, as well as the normal kind of cakes, sweets, chocolate, etc., also means things like fruit juice and processed food. So ready meals, for example, are stuffed full of sugar.
Eat lots of good fats, which are found in things like avocado, nuts, seeds, salmon.
Nell loves avocado.
Hipster food.
It's her favourite.
Tastes like nothing.
I love avocado.
Slimy, soapy nothing.
It's delicious.
But I still eat it because I'm a good girl.
Mm-hmm. And she eats what she's
grown
given.
up.
Yeah.
Eat lots of veg and eat lots of fruit, but eat more vegetables than fruit, because fruit is still super sugary. That's why it's nicer than vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Drink lots of water, and remember that diet soda pop is the work of the devil.
Mm-hmm. / really yummy.
/ who doesn't enjoy a Diet Coke on a hot day?
I know, with clinky eyes.
But as a treat, it's fine, but don't do it all the time.
But it is super bad for you. Also, you need to do regular exercise. The national recommendation is that young people, i.e. you, should do 3 types of physical activity. Aerobic, which is kind of running around, getting sweaty, hot kind of exercise, as well as exercises to strengthen your bones and muscles, and you should do 3 different types within those 2 things, which is sort of slightly complicated, really prescriptive, slightly scary, and sounds kind of dull. So exercise does not have to mean, running around a track or playing tennis. Obviously it can mean this, but I'm just saying if you're not sporty, you can still get exercise.
Yeah, you don't have to do a sport.
No, you don't have to do a sport. You can jump around your kitchen.
A little, kitchen disco.
Kitchen disco, we do like kitchen disco.
Kitchen disco.
I know, right?
Jump around,
Yeah.
jump up and get down. There you go. We've done our exercise
Yes,
for the day.
phew.
It's too hot for that.
Just basically walk everywhere.
Yeah, walk to school, or scoot, or cycle.
So a PAS, according to the powers that be, you should aim for at least 60 minutes of physical activity every day.
That sounds like a lot, Ali.
It does sound like a lot, but the good news is that you can break that down into 10-minute increments. So, if you walk to school, then voila, you have done some of your physical activity. But you should do some vigorous activity as well as the walking to school type moderate activity, which is where the disco comes in.
Or, harking back to a very early episode that we did, you could skip. Skip to school. Right, so you've done the exercise. We told you about the healthy diet. Now there's something else that you can do which you're not going to like too much. And that is stop sitting about. Basically,
get off your frickin' arse.
Yeah, so the advice for achieving a healthy weight and healthy lifestyle are to not sit around watching TV, not sit around playing on the PlayStation for hours, not sit and watch YouTube for days on end.
Apart from just now.
Apart from, you can have a 5-minute not your mum sesh. That's actually advised by medical professionals.
Yeah, Dr. Laura, who worked on this episode with us, actually wrote that. We didn't write that, she wrote that.
Yeah, she did. She said, obviously 5 minutes for a naughty mum session is still recommended.
So we're not saying that you have to become some kind of clean eating, mad, exercise freak obsessive. We all know that white bread isn't as good for you as wholemeal bread, but white bread tastes good. So you know what you're going to do. And what if you suddenly realise you've got loads of homework to do and you haven't done your 60 minutes of exercise? It's all about balance. So too much exercise and too little food is not going to make you healthy. Too little exercise and too much food, similarly, is not going to obviously do you any good.
Compromise is what we say.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really like white bread, then just don't have like unhealthy things on it, like your Nutellas and whatnot. Although Nutella is angel food, if you ask me.
And Nutella or white bread. Oh my lord. But yeah.
It's pudding. That's pudding.
It is pudding.
It is pudding.
It's pudding / treat.
Yeah. So if you love chocolate and you love crisps, then try and cut out one and cut down on the other. If you basically live on cereal, then, you know, choose ones that aren't full of sugar, which is quite hard to do because they are mostly sugar. Yeah. Try Weetabix, porridge, and unsweetened. Oh, I've got a dry mouth. Unsweetened.
Muesli.
Cereal. Muesli. And if you like fizzy drinks, then try adding fizzy water to juice, orange juice, and then you've got Tango, Fanta, the like. If
your diet isn't great, you know, you eat lots of chocolate, crisps, processed food, etc., then you probably don't feel that great, even if you don't realise it, which sounds ridiculous. But cut out all the rubbish food and replace it with good food for a couple of weeks, and promise you will feel better. You'll just generally feel more energetic, your mood will be better, and also add in a bit of exercise into the mix and you've got your happy hormones, endorphins and serotonin, and God, you'll be dancing on air.
You will.
Not literally.
By the way, if you're a fussy eater, then did you know it only takes about 10 times of eating a thing that you perhaps think you don't like before you actually start liking it. So, but you have to actually like eat it, not just like lick it or like a little nibble.
Yeah, don't like it.
Yeah, you just have to like properly just chow down, go for it, and then you'll start liking it.
Also, it is important to remember that for some people, they feel like they're doing everything right, and yet they still don't fall within the healthy BMI thing. Nell, for example, doesn't fall within the healthy BMI by a tiny weeny bit. And chances are, if she went to a doctor, her doctor would say, yeah, you're fine. So yeah, speaking to your doctor can be helpful just to check basically that everything's going okay, and if there's anything else that you should be doing, or the doctor could do or prescribe to make you fall within.
There could be something underlying that's causing the underweight or overweight.
Yeah.
And while you're remembering things, remember this, that puberty is a crazy time. And just because you're over or underweight now doesn't mean that you will be forever. Those hormones can do all sorts of crazy things. It's pretty common to go through what is delightfully named the puppy fat stage. But you know, it's just a little phase and then you grow out of it.
Yeah, look like a bit of a chubster for a little while, but then your growing all catches up with itself and you stretch out. Thank you for watching. We will put some links in the description, including to the BMI calculator, what we was talking about earlier. Happy eating. Happy eating, happy skipping. Yes. Exercise and be healthy. We are off to have an avocado. And then a Nutella sandwich. Jokes. Lol. Thanks for watching, bye. It's all about the avocado. Just munching on avocado. Skin and all. Crying. Eat the avocado. Can I put a Nutella on it?